Hey, what's up guys? It's Pizza here, coming in with our second episode of Rapid Improvement. Today we're going to be talking about Search and Destroy, conditions, and how to win in them. This game, I played super over-aggressive, so kind of disregard the gameplay, listen more to what I say, not what I do. It's just going to be one of those videos. Hopping into this game, I do decide to take my ARX, and we are playing on defense to start. Main thing to remember on defense is that you are on defense. There's no reason to rush the enemy and play super aggressive. So, that being said, there's two ways you can play this, which is what I do right here in the first clip actually. I take this really slow, I check, find him, spot him out, alright, so I reset, reload, and then I come check again slowly, and then I pop back out, alright. So I know nobody's out there, so I take it slow. We just saw somebody pop up on our map, and we are communicating with our teammates throughout this game, so we can kind of check and see if anybody sees anybody. So there's 2 down, so now we're in a 4v2, 3 down, now we're in a 4v1, and we know that we have the advantage, so there's no reason to play super aggressive, or to play so far back, because now it's 4v1, so that's what I'm talking about. I played a little too aggressive, and we ended up winning, so it's fine. Alright, that being said, we're going to come into class setups for just a second. You saw me running both exo boosters, both overclock and mute device. If you're only going to run one, I would highly suggest running mute device due to the fact that it's actually just better. You can sneak around and pull off a lot of plays. I burned mine super early to make sure that the enemies don't hear me get up on the roof. But when you're on offense, it's really, really important to have that because you can sneak bombs, sneak defuses, and stuff like that if you're on defense. And it's just kind of good to use. This clip, I'm going to sprint through because our team's communicated that we want to take A this time. So I take overclock, switch to my knife, and I'm going to run all the way to A as fast as I possibly can through a flank, try to get a pick off. I actually get wrecked here, I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Yeah, see, I don't see this guy up on crane. There's 2 of them up on crane right there in that clip, actually. And I got destroyed for it. Back to class setup, so toughness, blast suppressor, must-haves. Like, you must have that toughness so you can actually win gunfights. Blast suppressor so you can get around rifting. So they can't see you on map. If they can hear you, it's different, but it's hard for them to judge where you are with the rifting, and it's just kind of hard to hear. That being said, though, second perk, you don't really need one. If you're going to run one, gung-ho and fast hands are the only like useful ones for ranked play. If you're going to play at a non-ranked setting, I would use possibly blind eye or cold-blooded. That's just kind of its preference and how you prefer the game to be played. I'm a big believer in fast hands because it helps me use all my exo boosters and stuff really fast, but again, second perk, really not that much needed. For the first perks, I like to run lightweight 100% of the time. It's super, super effective and it's super nice. So I want to talk about what he just did. So he planted the bomb and then hid. He didn't try to force the guy, he didn't try to find the guy, he took a spot where he knew he'd had the advantage if somebody was to come around a corner because he would see them first. So just keep that in mind. Like when you're on defense in a defensive position, there's no reason to actively look for engages. When you have the bomb down, you now know that the opponent is on a timer, right? Or if you're on defense, the opponent now, like at this point in the game, has 1 minute and 20 seconds in order to plant the bomb and get the game going for themselves. Otherwise, we win just by default. So just keep in mind you don't have to actively look for engages. If you're on defense and like there's 20 seconds left and you know the person's about to plant the bomb, you can like tag at them and shoot at them so they're scared and they drop the bomb and don't finish planting, and then they opt to back away, and like you're buying yourself a few seconds. So second by second you're going to give yourself an advantage when you play, if you play that style where you're not actively looking for full-on engages and gunfights, but rather you're occupying time. Time is essential, especially when you're playing ranked. Just make sure you use your time super, super well. Alright, so back to perks, I'm sorry. So first perk, lightweight 100% of the time, amazing perk. Secondarily, if you're running double exos especially, I would suggest getting overcharged. It allows your exos to last longer, and you do more damage with your exo slams. Super nice. It's just kind of a good overall perk. Second perk again, I'm just going to go down the list. Blind eye and cold-blooded aren't needed unless you're playing in a pub. Blind eye especially for UAVs. Cold-blooded is just, I don't know, it's a niche thing. Alright. So I learned from my mistake. I caught that guy, and then there's 2 more waiting for me over here. That sucked. So second perk, blind eye if you're playing pubs. Otherwise, either gung-ho or fast hands. I really like fast hands. Lets you switch faster, use your grenades or your exos faster. But outside of that, I really wouldn't suggest using another secondary perk. Third perk, 100% of the time, toughness and blast suppressor. You need both of these. Blast suppressor especially, because otherwise your opponent's going to see you rifting across the map and all over the place. They're going to know where you're at, and you don't want to do that. Marky's playing this wrong, and he actually charges looking for an engage. Like, he's looking for these gunfights, right? He's looking to challenge everybody and anybody he sees, but misplays it, it's alright. So, oh man, again, actively looking for an engage. There's no reason to force this, and he ends up getting shot from behind. and we end up losing the round here. But that's alright. You know, it's a lesson learned for them. I talked to them about it in between the rounds, like, oh yeah, that's a good point, man, just play back a little bit. If you're going to be using grenades at all, if you only opt to take one XO and you take grenades, stuns or variable grenades, or variant grenades, I'm sorry, frags aren't really useful in SnD. It's a 100% pure luck thing unless you know the starting frag is to get a kill. Stuns are just really good. They'll give you checking potential, so you don't actually have to face check and challenge. Again, keyword here, challenge a bomb. You can win gunfights super easy if you have it, because it gives you knowledge as to where the opponent's at ahead of time, and you can see all these things, right? And then the variant grenades are just good. You get smoke, you get a stun, and then I don't know if like the correct grenade part is enabled or not. I think it's enabled in ranked play, so you should be good there. Yeah. On offense, just make sure you're communicating with your team. Don't ever split up from the bomb carrier. Don't leave him to go do his solo thing, because if you have the bomb down, like say he's solo and then he gets killed, your team is now in a more offensive position of being that you have to obtain the bomb again. So don't leave your bomb carrier alone. Always protect him, always play smart. And when you get that bomb down, play defensive now. Like, there's no reason to force challenges. Sit down and hide somewhere.
Search and destroy. Destroy the objective. Great job. Get ready for the next round. Switching sides. Search and destroy. Defend the objective. Friendly assault drone in action. Good job, Atlas.